Good evening. I want to welcome you here to the second town hall the county government's having. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Tommy, would you lead us?
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. I'm Mr. Steve Hollifield.
And Councilman Adam Karanka.
Do it again. Commissioner Connie Grammarosa. Sorry, my mic was off.
We just want to have a very informal meeting to answer questions and concerns that all the citizens have for the county. And hopefully between a council member and two commissioners here, we can get your answers for you. If not, we'll find the answers for you this week when we go back to work and get them for you either through email or something like that. So if you want to ask a question or a comment or something, please come up to the podium, state your name, address, and we'll go from there.
Oh, yes, this is Tommy Kolovic from 1316 Ohio Street here in Michigan City. As my family also owns the 3-acre estate at Wozniak Road and 125 North out in the county where we've been for the last 33.5 years. So I know a thing or two about county life. Just want to start out by telling a little story. Once upon a time, there was a gentleman by the name of Warren Jones, and he was the principal at Michigan City Elston High School. And the legend has it, every game during basketball season, home game, the rafters would be packed full at the Elston Red Devil Gym. And Mr. Warren Jones, he'd go out in the halftime, the basketball court, and get on the public address system. He'd utter these 5 magic words. He'd say, "Is anyone here from city?" And the whole place would just erupt. They go, "Yay!" A public service announcement. We want to recognize that tomorrow is 9/11. And that the Michigan City Fire Department is going to be having their annual stair climb at Ames Field. It's going to take place maybe around 8:30, because the time the planes hit the towers, they walk up the stairs. They walk 1 stair for every firefighter that lost their life that day. And it's an event that's open to the public. Encourage everybody to come out to that. I'm going to talk about some county issues. Councilman Dabney mentioned this at the last meeting when they approved the tax abatements for the data center that in 2000, this mostly for Mr. Rosenbaum, maybe he can give a report on this in the future. The state is reforming the public safety lit that passed. I'd like to have an analyst and break down how that's going to affect our cities and counties and our municipalities. We're going to need the fire and the police here in Michigan City. They're not want to give that back through labor negotiations. We gave them all big raises in that. That's one thing I think that's really important that's going to be coming up that we need to address. You're talking about selling the 8th Street property. I really want to encourage you to do that. I know you bought that. It was 2002. I think that's when Marlo Harmon, Bud Kinsel, and Jim Kinsel were Jim Kinsel and not Bud Kinsel and Jim Cruz were the county commissioners. Great men. They're all passed away now. Remember very well, love them very much. I think you paid almost $650,000 for that. I don't know if you get that for that now. I really encourage you to sell it. We've been having issues with people going out there and sleeping there and hanging out. And really, the other thing is, I think I know you always talk about government shrinking in the past. We used to listen to sound off. I think one of the biggest wastes we have now is the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau Visitor Center at Marquette Mall. I think that's long overdue to be closed and relocated. I think no matter you could store all your assets that you keep at 7th and Franklin Plaza there where you're leasing out there at the mall. There's issues there next door to the Sears store. I've emailed you about that. It doesn't do no good calling the police, Michigan City Police, about it. They don't do. My sister used to work at the Lucky Stop convenience store for these, and they would do that in the back of the U-Haul trucks. They went and they should call the police, said, well, we got more important cases to handle than go out and do that. I also mentioned there's also a small parcel right down the road from, I used to own vacant lot there, right there at 10th and Ohio, across from Fire Station number 1. It's always full of getting overgrown. You guys got to come out and mow it. It's always getting full of litter, debris, and trash. the parcel just to the south of it is owned by the Gary Archdiocese, which is the parent company of Michigan City Marquette High School. I was wondering if they would accept it, if you'd be willing to donate that little parcel to them. It's kind of a nuisance. What they want to do is they want to take all that property west of their campus and tear down a lot of the vacant structures on that, and they want to put soccer fields in there. So I think that would be great if we go there and watch soccer games. I'm going to talk about Senator Mike Bahachek. I told you about him a little bit ago.
If we're gonna get
No,
derogatory,
I'm not going to get derogatory. This is from the Indiana Chamber of Commerce. They do a grading every year, and this is an article that was in the Indiana Capital Chronicle. Senator Bahachek received the lowest grade of all legislators.
Again, he is not on the county, he's on the
He used to be
state,
the county commissioner.
but he's not currently, so I think that this should stay with county elected officials. If you have any questions about any county elected officials.
Okay, well, he has a lot to do with the county. I'd like for one of you to run against him and maybe try to get him out of office. That's what I'd like. It'd be great. Not in his district. I know you guys are. Rodney Pohl is my state senator. I love the guy. We become good friends. I want to mention that it's going to be the last couple weeks of the Michigan City's Farm and Forage Farmers Market. We work with the collective now that does the same of the farm to forage in LaPorte. So I mentioned just maybe a little safety. I know a little story last year that one of the vendors actually smashed his head through an old computer monitor and got stuck. And the emergency crews in LaPorte County EMS had to get called out to a farmer in the dell, hi ho the dairy, a farmer in the dell. That's going to be 8 to noon every Saturday. So this is the last of their season. So just want to thank you. They did a great job with there, and I hope they continue with that. And that's pretty much all I want to say. I might come to one of your meetings, I read this before. It's the unsafe building law in Indiana. I think that has a lot to do with the 8th Street and a lot of other properties we might have. So just want to thank you for listening. I'm going to sit and listen to everybody else. I might come back and comment whatever somebody else might have to say.
it's fine. Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you.
Anybody want to address the issues on the?
One thing specifically, you mentioned the changes to the PS lit, to the public safety lit structure. And really what's coming of that is it doesn't change anything immediately. What it does is in the 2028 session for 2028 budget, which would be created in 2027, there is a change to all of the structure when it comes to local income taxes, how they can be applied, how often they have to be renewed, those sorts of things. So everything gets wiped off the table and then brought back. So yes, I hear your concerns about not having that funding available to our public safety and first responders. But what's really been done is not directly to public safety lit. It is to the entire lit structure and how that is supposed to be handled. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Okay.
The 8th Street building, it is not going to be sold immediately. My suggestion was we look at different options for it, possibly leasing part of it out to take care of utilities. If it can be sold and gotten rid of, I think I toured it again this afternoon. Again, it's another asset. If it's costing us money to sit there, if we're not creating any income coming off of it, we have to look at different ideas about what to do with it.
And then
If the county's on it, you're not collecting any tax revenue from property taxes. It's owned by the county. If it's privately owned, you collect property taxes on it. It's another thing you need to look at.
We are looking at that.
another thing that you had mentioned was the Visitors Bureau. And I just want to be specific, even though it says LaPorte County Visitors Bureau, it is not ran by LaPorte County, correct? And so it's a completely different entity. We're not paying, correct, we're not paying for the rent there. It is not our lease. That's something that you would have to go to them and you would have, and I believe that they do have meetings on a monthly basis.
Okay.
So if you email us at the office, or we can give you a schedule when their next meeting is, and then you can go there and you can speak to them.
That's how it is with the parks in the city and with the Port Authority. People always complain about the deplorable conditions inside the toilet area at the bathhouse or at the park. Well, that's not under the city or the park department's jurisdiction. That's the Michigan City Port Authority. They're a totally different entity. So anything that's under there, you got to take it up with them. They have their own board and they meet over there in their little office over there.
The
So
Convention and Visitor Bureau, they're
separate
basically
entities.
self-funded. They go through hotel innkeeper's tax. And then when they do like the boat race and stuff like that, they take that. It's not property tax. They take care of that.
Well, the reason why they really established there in the first place is that's where the Coach USA Airport shuttle for O'Hare Midway used to pick up and drop off, and they got people going in. They haven't had that now for maybe 10 years now, so it's really a waste to have that there. And I think it'd be better in a better location than that what you got there now.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anybody else in the audience has a question? Come on, George, you got at least one, don't you?
Jack Arnett is on sound on Friday. Could I ask you to go to a microphone? You go to that one?
Right behind you. Come on down, sir. He'll be brief.
I just go to Tommy. Tommy, I think Jack Arnett is on sound off Friday, I believe. So if you want to ask him a question, sound off in LaPorte Friday.
Okay.
Sir?
My name is Tom Nazamek. I live at 214 Ann Street here in Michigan City. I don't know if it's come up before the county government, but I don't know if you're aware that there's a planned dormitory for 20 men sponsored by the LaPorte County Drug-Free Partnership. I don't know if you're familiar with that group. They work in conjunction with the LaPorte court and the county jail. But I've got a petition here that was been signed by 130 of the neighbors that was presented to Dean Mazzoni of Franciscan Health.
Is that the one going in there's Ann Street south of the?
Ann Street
Okay.
And Wabash. We also presented it to John Gilmore, president and CEO of Ton and Blank. The problem we feel as the neighbors is that it's a bad location for that type of facility, even though we're in favor of the saying that the city and the county needs that kind of facility. We just think where they want to put it, right in the heart of a residential neighborhood, is not a good choice, especially considering that there's a school at the corner, less than about half a block away, and the church. It's a historic neighborhood, and this would be totally out of character. It'd be more like a dorm for 20 people, similar to the one in Valparaiso. And so we have a petition. I can give a copy to you if you want to see.
If you want, yeah.
But we presented it, and the neighbors have signed it, and we presented it to Mr. Mazzoni and Mr. Gilmore, and we're petitioning them to find another location for it. Oh, I understand Ton and Blank just bought much of the land around Marquette Mall. So
Yes, they did.
we're kind of hoping that they may go with that, but I just thought if we could offer that to the county people, they might put a word in for our opinion.
Yeah,
So,
that's out of our control.
okay.
But I've been to a couple meetings that the city has sponsored for that. I agree with you. It's something that's desperately needed.
Yeah.
Because if we get these people into rehab, it keeps them from going back to prison and jail and causing crimes and everything else.
Mhm.
So I mean, that was a concern at both meetings I attended. The neighbors don't want it in their backyard, but that's a concern all over the county.
Yeah, well, the fact that it was from people from all around the county isn't really necessarily our people,
Mhm.
but we would support that facility, but just not at that location. So
Okay.
if you wanted a
Yeah,
copy.
if you want to bring a copy, yeah, we'll get on the record then.
Reply to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for speaking. You got something to respond, Tom?
Yes, I do know that Tommy Kolovic, 1316 Ohio Street again. I do know that back in November, the LaPorte County Commission did pledge $750,000 of opioid and sedative monies for the respite house that they're going to put in. I believe they're going to come back and ask the city council for $250,000 of our opioid money from the city. You know, they're probably going to come back. A lot of these they're asking for these nonprofits. They're asking for permit fee waivers. I think we need to quit giving all the permit fee waivers to all the, like they gave a whole bunch of money to St. Stan's Church and a whole bunch of others. The problem I have with that, I don't have any problem with going in there. It's in my neighborhood too. Matter of fact, I'm happy to see that great greenfield site is being developed. Too many of these hospital groups are tearing down their hospitals, leaving us with massive greenfield sites for the rest of our lives. We've had Porter Memorial and Hospital. They tore Porter Memorial down in 2010, went in their new facility at 6 and 49. It's still a greenfield site. That's the hospital I was born in. LaPorte Hospital, downtown LaPorte, beautiful historic capital city for the day on the 4th of July, county seat. They haven't given a site plan for their greenfield site where they tore down LaPorte Hospital. Nothing's going to be anytime soon, in my opinion, is never going to be built on the old Memorial Hospital site. There's the St. Mary Mercy Hospital on 6th Street in Gary. This is the hospital where Michael Jackson was born. That closed many years ago. They didn't even tore that hospital down. It's basically a brownfield site. The other thing is that we need more of a commitment from the Drug-Free Partnership of LaPorte County. We've already had those things in the past. It was right there at St. Anthony. They had the rehab unit on the 7th floor. Obviously, that's gone. It closed in 2009. They tore the hospital down. The other thing was years ago, they used to have the pact, the prisoners and community together. They went into the old Garfield Elementary at 11th and Ohio. They were in there for a time, and the city ended up acquiring that property. And they had, 1999, they tore down the old Garfield School, and they built Fire Station number 1 along with Fire Station number 25. I think Councilman Randy Novak tell you about that because he was part of that transition when on the fire department, when they transitioned from the old fire station to the new fire stations. So anytime we have anything like this, it ends up going away. We need like a 30-year commitment from the Drug-Free Partnership of LaPorte County that it's not gonna, they're taking the old, they moved the pact into the Masonic Lodge building over here. They're not going to make that into a boutique hotel, so they're not there anymore either. My other point I got another point. I forgot what I wanted to mention on that, but that's pretty much my point. Oh yeah, there hasn't been a change of ownership in that property. It's still owned by the Franciscan Alliance. I think it would be better if they would just go ahead and deed that donate. As a generous donation they're making. That is a valuable piece of land to donate to the drug-free partnerships. We've had like over here on 100 Washington, the condo. They were supposed to put condos up there. The whole deal fell through, and because the developer never owned the property in the first place, tied up in the lawsuit. We just had the fiasco with the prison. We went through all these studies. The governor was going to sign the prison over to the city. We made all these. Well, the state, they've decided to keep the prison open for how long? I kind of think that's still good they're doing. I was never crazy about the city getting that anyway. So I think they should take possession of that property before we move any further.
Most of what you spoke about has been city issues, not county. I understand your concern since you're a citizen here in county. Have you reached out to the Franciscan, Ton and Blank, or the Partnership for Drug Free?
Talked to Dr. Mickey Webb, who's really spearheading most of this. So.
Okay.
But I don't have, our zoning ordinance here in the city does allow for group homes and allows for daycare providers. My sister used to own a daycare, so right on my opposite end of my corner, but she closed it and she relocated on the boulevard. Hearts and Hands Preschool community. Probably go by her. She did a beautiful job with that. She's a real clever person. I just want to.
And like I said, most of what you reach out to the city council.
But when that goes in front of the city council, I might tell them they might want to hold off on giving that $250,000 or give them any breaks on their permit waivers before they proceed any further.
Okay. Do we have any other questions from the audience? Let's say it's going to be a quick meeting. Adam, you have anything to say about what council issues, budgets and all that?
I appreciate that, Steve. The biggest thing that I've been conveying to people is with the changes due to SCA 1, Senate Bill 1, is not so much what's going on where 2026, how we're setting the budget for 2026, but how it continually drops our property tax revenue for the county in 27 and 28. So realistically, any changes that we make to the budget for 26, we have to have solutions to be able to maintain that budget in 27 and 28. And that's the hard part for all of this. But although we've been working well with consultants like Baker Tilly to be able to help us forecast that a bit more, it is still an overall reduction to income unless we look at other solutions. And that's what we're trying to balance, is what can we do to reduce our costs, and then where do we bridge that difference between our revenue and our new reduced costs.
And the biggest issue, we have to grow our tax base. We've got county employees that are in desperate need of raises. We're short, they're leaving. They can make twice as much money in the private sector, so I can't blame them for leaving. So we have to grow our tax base somewhere. That means bring industry, bring homes. And when you bring homes, that will help with children. That'll help the schools to grow. Because LaPorte's already talked about closing two. They kept one open and closed one. But if we don't grow that population in schools, that's going to change too. Connie, have anything to add?
Pretty much, just what you've said. I mean, we, on the county level, I think a lot of the things that, a lot of the issues that you have here and a lot of the issues that were brought to us are really city problems. And I know that a lot of these organizations before, one of the first things that they have is LaPorte County Drug Free, LaPorte County Visitors Bureau. But even though they're using LaPorte County, they're really not a part of LaPorte County government. And so where we can help you out is we can help you be a voice. If you need us to come, I would like to know when the meetings are. I can come, I'm sure all of us would be willing to sit through them. But do we have a say on it? We don't. We would be able to assist you as far as helping you out and as standing at your side. I mean, anything that, when we're looking at these recovery homes, and I think that they're a good thing. And it's kind of like, and I hate to be the one to bring it up, but the data centers, there's a right place for these items. We definitely need recovery. We definitely need data, but it's just about putting them in the right locations. And so moving forward, if you need our assistance or help, I'm sure that any one of us would be willing to kind of assist on that. Ultimately, it's going to be those organizations. I know that with this location that they're looking for, they put a lot of time and effort into it. I don't know what the procedure was when they picked the location. I don't know if they picked the location based on the fact that it was affordable. And then maybe finding another affordable location is going to be a little bit harder. I do know that the judges, I think majority of all our judges had put a lot of time into that, with the recovery. I think it's something that is desperately, desperately needed. So.
A lot of these people, when they go through trial, they serve their sentence and they're only going to be allowed in that, from what I learned from the meetings, is a judge has to recommend them for, and they have to volunteer to stay there and follow the rules. And if it keeps them from going out and getting back on drugs, a lot of these people get out of jail and they have nothing else to do. They have no place to live. They go hang out with their friends again. Boom, they start back up on drugs. They're stealing, they're robbing. Worse could be. So I agree with you. It's an area where it has to be addressed, but we have to make sure it goes in the right spots. And I'm sure they'd be open to talk to you guys. Maybe there's other spots in the county we could put it at. So just stay involved.
Paul Eathammer, a constituent from Michigan City. I just want to thank you guys for reaching out and having a town hall, and for all you do, to have the patience to go to all the meetings and, get public comment and take things step by step. One general comment and I want to make is, I think pretty much all the government entities, city, county, state, whatever, I think it's a big Ponzi scheme. Like you said, you need to grow to get more revenue. If there was some way to consider more quality of life instead of just growth and revenue, I don't think Michigan City has that problem because of the double tracking and all the development right now. But and in my mind, even decades ago, I thought the major problem was overpopulation, but people have been saying that for centuries. But now that, the population is aging, in other countries, probably like Japan, are having to deal with it more severely or directive. You would think the country would want immigrants to get, more youth in and to get more people, in the trades for manufacturing and construction. That would help. And it's sort of a conflict with me. You bring them in, it's increasing the population, it's growth, growth, growth. But it seems like that would help with revenues and stuff too. So there's no easy answer, and nothing's black and white. There's always good and bad. But I just wanted to thank you guys for all you do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, because we want to grow. We want growth in the right areas, and we want good business to come here that's going to become good neighbors. And some businesses over the years we've seen they weren't good neighbors. So we got a great economic development team that's out there every day, beating on doors, answering phone calls, and determining what they want to come here.
Little surreal having to go back to the director's chair to switch cameras before I come up here and speak. But I did want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for coming up to Michigan City. I know Commissioner Hollifield, one of the inspirations for doing this was what Angie has been doing here in Michigan City and affording people the opportunity to come and speak, which I think is a very important aspect of everything that you guys do as elected officials. Is I think that there is a lot of people out there that think that you guys are only seen as talking to them, but when you give opportunities for them to talk to you, I think that that is very valuable, and I think that it is appreciated by the public. Obviously, I have Kevin and Tyler here. Tyler is a product of LaPorte High School. Kevin's a product of Elston High School. I am a product of Michigan City High School here in town. But I just want to thank you guys for your continued support of Access Support County and all of the things that we do. I think over the last 4 years I've been in charge, hopefully people have recognized and realized, changes and adjustments that we've made, and we're hoping to be able to make even more improvements to do everything. But one of the things that I do think it's important to let the public know is that I don't believe that any of the other 92 counties in Indiana has what LaPorte County has in Access Support County. At our YouTube channel, we have 4,500 videos, the vast majority of which are municipal meetings, commissioners meetings, county council meetings, Michigan City Council meetings. In any given month, we are recording and archiving upwards of 50 meetings per month. And those meetings are available for people to watch at any time from now until into the future. In the past, there had been a time where meetings were only archived for 1 year before they were taken off of the cloud or the storage space that we arranged. But by using YouTube, we have made it available to people going forward. If you want to go back and watch a 2021 council meeting at 2:30 in the morning for whatever reason, you have the ability to do that. I think that it's very important for the public to understand just how hard we work in order to make that available. I think one of the biggest and important things is our product is unique. I think a lot of individuals sometimes lump us into commercial radio stations, commercial television stations, newspapers, and such. Our mission, we work as a team, I believe, with the county government, with the government of Michigan City, the government of Long Beach and Trail Creek and Michiana Shores. And just recently we were able to add Kingsford Heights to our library, but our audio is used by radio stations in our county to produce their news. I think that one of the important things, again, being a former journalist myself, I believe that our biggest value is that we deliver the meetings as they happen. There is no spin that can be taken from our product. What is said during the meeting is what we put out there. And I think it's very important for people to be able to watch these meetings. And there are some times where people, my normal perch over here for the first and third Mondays of or Tuesdays of the month are council meetings. And I have not missed a Michigan City Council meeting in just about 3.5 years since I started doing that. And again, it's not necessarily the cure for boredom, but at the same time, it is a responsibility that I take very strongly, in that we do serve a significant purpose in the role of government, and also I believe in the role of media. And I like to think that we are a tremendous teammate in doing what it is that we do. And again, I use that word teammate. I really see us as being a teammate of the constituents. I see us being a teammate of the governments. And we are out here trying to do our best to make sure that people have access to the information that they are entitled to have. And again, Commissioner Holyfield, thank you very much for reaching out, and again, allowing me to be part of the team that facilitates these meetings. But again, thank you for everything you guys have done, and thank you for everything going into the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And LaPorte's kind of ahead of the game because July 1st, by state statute, we have to record all these meetings now. And we've got you on a ball, so other counties are having to go look for someone now, and you guys are ahead of the ball. Amanda, correct? Huh? Elizabeth, I'm sorry. She's here from Herald Dispatch. You're at all the meetings, so I appreciate the press coming out and keeping the public informed. And yes, Mr. Klavic.
Yeah, Tommy Klavic, 1316, Ohio Street. Getting back to the 8th and Wabash property, when the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission reconstructed Wabash Street back in 2015 under Ron Mears' administration, I think Craig Phillips was the city planner then. There's like a 10-foot section of that sidewalk next to that complex. When they repoured the sidewalks, they made the sidewalk out of asphalt. City sidewalks supposed to be made out of concrete. So there's another section by there. So I'm going to go for the Board of Works. And when you sell that, if you do sell it, you want to have curb appeal.
Okay.
Now, I don't think it's good if you have a 10-foot section of asphalt sidewalk there. So with that replaced, there's no one going to the mall, about a smaller section. And then I might talk to our city engineer, Tim Warner, about that. We don't really get that. I want to suggest, give that place a coat of paint. Where you remove the signs, the paint's still missing, the facade of the building. I think, that's one thing when you sell a house, they said the number one thing is paint. We had a house in Westville, I had Sean Westman, TLC paint. Well, if you need anything painted, he's the guy to do it. He painted, it looked like a whole new house. And that's what sold the house in the 60s. It was in the Water Tower subdivision of Westville. Give that thing a coat of paint, give us some good curb appeal. Thank you. And thank you for having that. I love the way you allow us to just get up and talk and give with our own voice and enunciate, and you have the fortitude to do that. A lot of government officials, they don't want to do that, but I think that's great the way you all do that. Thank you.
We work for you.
Thank you. Thanks.
How you doing there, Tom?
Good evening, Paul.
Austin, Diane. Good evening, Commissioners. Paul Przybylski, thank you for being here this evening. And I want to discuss something with you that Mr. Najimek already gave you information on, about a rehab facility on Ann and Wabash Street. And I would like to meet with you privately to discuss this with some of the a small group that is doing a lot of the legwork here. The neighborhood, all I can say is that when the neighborhood found out about it, they were appalled. And we've been doing our research about this, how it's going to affect us and our property values. I can't even believe that as the information grows, what and how this transpired by the group that's trying to promote this facility. So my phone number is 219-877-5143. And I can be reached to set it up at your convenience. And I don't know, probably only two of you can meet with us at any one time, so you don't have to publicize the meeting. Am I correct?
One, really, for
One?
Yeah.
Okay.
the commissioners, one.
So here's the thing, if it's an informational meeting and you're not asking us to make decisions,
Right, informational,
if it's an
yes.
informational meeting, you can have as many people as you like. But, you know, it's when.
No, I'm talking
you're
about
asked.
with the commissioners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as we don't make a decision or a decision or a vote. And
All right.
again, this is gonna, we're willing to support you guys, stand with you, whatever you want, but this is gonna be a decision the city council is gonna make. And your brother's on city council, right?
I understand that.
Okay,
Totally, okay. I just want to give you guys some background.
okay.
Because the funding mechanism and all this at the county level. So give me a call.
Okay.
We'll set it up and we'll sit down in a civilized manner and discuss this thing so that you know what's going on.
What your concerns
Okay,
are.
right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Paul Needhammer again. I
What's
just
your
wanna-
last name, sir?
Oh, Needhammer.
Needhammer, okay.
I just wanted to give a shout out again to Access LaPorte County. It's one of the gems we have in Michigan City to have a couple radio stations and Herald Dispatch, and the Beecher, and like Access LaPorte County was saying, it's available, you know, if you've got a data plan on your phone, you've got the internet, or if you've got Wi-Fi, you can get to that YouTube channel with Access LaPorte County. If you miss a meeting, you know, you can watch it. You can search to find the different meetings. You can fast forward during the boring or unimportant things. Even if you attend the meeting, you might want to go back and fast forward to a section of it, or if you miss something, you can rewind and see it. So we're very fortunate to have local journalists and stuff. A lot of places now are just getting the national feeds, and so I just want to give a shout out to Access LaPorte County.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else have anything to say, comment? I want to thank you for coming. We will put together another one of these in probably another couple of months, probably right after the first of the year, let the holidays simmer down. Probably looking at somewhere in the southern part of the county or the eastern part. Thank you for coming. Tell your friends, family that couldn't make it tonight. All of our emails, phone numbers, contact information is on the county website. Feel free to reach out if you have other concerns. Well, it might take us a day or two to get back to you, but we will get back to you. And again, thank you for coming, voicing your concerns and opinions. We value that because without you telling us what we're doing wrong, we can't fix it.
Exactly.
So thank you for coming.